Anytime you can be on track, it's pretty limited these days. I think we get three test days out of season. So, we had a great car here last year winning the race, but the track changes, right? The surface was fairly new 2 years ago and it evolves, it gets less grip. We're here maybe with a different package to try and, tighten up some of the racing. So there's always a lot of things that change that you want to try and, at least stay on top of. So anytime you can get any laps on one of these Indy cars these days is very critical and very crucial, and hopefully you can, be able to join one of these tests. We'll probably start testing at Indy here soon once the weather warms up, but yeah, it's always nice to get to any oval. We've got only a few of them now left on the schedule, with maybe 4 or 5 of them, but Texas has been a great race for us throughout the years, and it's always good to be here and great to be back on an oval.
This is actually my first ever oval test in an IndyCar. I've done 2 races in Indy Lights back in 16 on Indy and Phoenix, but I say this is like starting over from zero again in an IndyCar, and it's an awesome place to come to. I've seen this track both in NASCAR and IndyCar through the years, and it's a fast place and definitely good enough to get you up to speed. And I wouldn't say the expectations are any higher than what I have on myself. I always expect myself to do well, and I think so far it's gone really well. So, I don't feel too pressured. Every lap for me now on an oval will be a big learning curve, because, some of these guys have done ovals for 20 years, and this is day 1 for me. So it's really, I'd say, getting up to speed is one thing, but then, all the little details, racing each other, driving on cold tires, pit stops, pit in, pit out. It's a lot of things to really, it's like the first day in school, really. So yeah, I'll say, this day will be massively important for me to build for the next couple of oval tests and races.
It's always a privilege to Firestone tire test and help them with the development of the already great tire that they make. But anytime you're on track, you're learning something as a driver and as a team. This is still a relatively new surface since Texas has been redone, but things change every off season. Racetracks age just like I do. So it's nice to have that leg up to see what's different from last year. We didn't have a great race here last year, so. We were excited to get back and see what improvements we had made with things that we thought we could improve on. So it's great to be here. The weather's pretty nice. I wish it was a little hotter, just because it's always hot here in June, but it's great to be at Texas Motor Speedway.
I learned a lot last year at Texas. It's a very intense, long race, and there's always something going on. So throughout the race, I learned about different situations. Running in traffic here, and how to set up the passes. So I think coming back, it'll just be starting from where I finished the race last year. So it's definitely a few steps ahead of going into it in 2018, and I think we'll make improvements to the car, and I've made improvements to my driving, so I'm looking forward to hopefully being competitive.